How you doing, folks? Papa Joe here. Man, it's hot and humid down here in Houston. Just left the house, had a 3-day weekend. Had some very important stuff to take care of yesterday. So we got her done. Oh man. Woke up to that Las Vegas stuff. Yeah, folks, that's about a cold-hearted individual that can just randomly shoot into a crowd of women, children, a whole bit. And now they're trying to figure out what went wrong. The guy was a very successful businessman. I'm hearing the word multi-millionaire thrown around. How exactly true it is, I don't know. But to me, it's like, wow, really? You know, he's not associated, affiliated, or anything with anybody. And of course, ISIS started trying to claim credit. FBI rolled that out. You know, I know there's those of you on here that get tired of hearing me preaching and whatnot. But I tell you, as old as I am, I remember when they started taking prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance and all that out of our schools. I was in school at those times. And that's our biggest problem, period. So, we definitely need it back in. This was definitely works of Satan. He got in that man's head and soul somehow. The spin that Hillary and her Democrats are putting on it is crazy. They didn't even let the blood dry up out there on the killing field before they start their nonsense. That's ridiculous. The man had passed background checks. Everybody that knew him didn't think he was nuts. So it ain't like he had to have a psych eval. Automatic weapons have been illegal for 50 plus years. You have to get a special collector's tag. It's called a stamp. They call them stamp collectors when they have automatic weapons and stuff. And that is very closely monitored. And he wasn't one. And I tell you now, it isn't that hard to take any kind of a rifle, and it don't have to be a military style rifle, to make it fire automatic. When I was a kid, my dad had got a 22 and a trade, and we had a snake that had got in the house and woke him up from a nap. He was working nights. He went in the kitchen half asleep, and he goes to shoot this snake with that 22, and for God, if you didn't work the trigger just right, it'd either fire one or empty it. That was a long time ago. So, and the same's true today. You can still turn weapons into automatic weapons. I heard one individual say, oh, well, that's the fault of YouTube. No, it ain't. You can find all kinds of stuff on YouTube. It's a fault of our country and our world taking God and morals out of our lives. And that's what it boils down to. And right on top of it, even if you had took away his guns, he was already putting together a bomb in his car. So, you know, if a man wants to do bad, or a person, but unfortunately most time it is men, but if they want to do bad, they will figure out a way. If they want to kill a lot of people, they'll figure out a way. We just had that one that ran over a bunch of people up there in, what was it, Charleston. You know, no gun involved. He just ran them over. That happens quite often. Look overseas, they'll use a car, drive into a crowd of people and detonate the bomb. When evil wants to do evil, it will. It'll find a way. Adam and Eve, or not Adam and Eve, dadgummit, now they slipped my mind. The first death, who was that, Cain and, you know, that was a rock. What do? Outlaw all rocks? We're going to outlaw all cars? You know? You cannot literally stop all this stuff. And the talking heads that are saying, what could we have done to prevent this? Nothing. Nothing. It was obviously premeditated. He had, I think they said, 23 weapons in his room and a lot of ammunition. They said he had built platforms to get up on to get a better shot. Now, I don't know if that was moving furniture around or what. You know? And how to get all them weapons into that motel? Well, it was a nice fancy motel, and weapons break down pretty small. Most motels ain't in the habit of saying, well, you got in your suitcase. What you got? What are you bringing in? Had one individual tell me this morning that they thought we needed metal detectors. Well, those that watch my channel are mostly truckers or trucker related. And you know how we do not like the way they are doing us? Well, guess what? It'd be the same thing there, like these ELDs costing so much to the little guy. The little guy can't hardly afford to do these ELDs, electric log device, what I'm talking about. Well, it's going to be the same thing for them motels. Okay, the big mega motel can afford it. What about the little mom and pop? And are you going to just force the big ones to do it? Or everybody? I mean, they're going to put out of business if they have to buy it. And I ain't got a clue what a metal detector costs, but I imagine it's pretty dead-gum expensive. And right along with it, the customer's going to have to initially assume the cost. So rooms are pretty high in my opinion. Anything over $100, and I say, damn. I don't know about y'all. Yeah, I know plenty of people spend $150, $200 for a night's sleep in a bed, really? A couple hours of TV, really? You grab a shower? All that stuff's costing you over $50 a piece, really? But then again, I'm not a big spender. There ain't no real answers other than we really need to get back to God as a nation. We really do. As a world. You know? On the bright side, if there is such a thing, once again, Americans pulled together. We watched a whole bunch of the Fox News on that yesterday and this morning. We did take a little bit of a break from it yesterday evening, but that's what I woke up to. A friend of mine called and told me about it, so I switched over to the news to find out. I'm watching for the people that's loading me. I'm in a bad dock. no bumpers. So I slid out just a little bit away from it, and they ain't started bouncing me yet. So I'm watching to make sure I'm good. But Americans pull together like Americans do. And it happens all across the world. It just makes us a little proud because we're Americans. Seen a lot of heroic stories. And seen a lot of people that put themselves in harm's way to help others. That's American spirit right there. So, folks, I don't know about y'all, but it just points out to me point blank how much control Satan has over this world. Between his killing and between Hillary and her nonsense. And I'm just waiting to see how they try to trash Trump's little speech yesterday. Did you watch that yesterday morning? I did. And I thought he did good. It's about all I can tell you about it. And if you're not walking a life with the Lord, you really should be. And if you're not advocating for Him and trying to bring others to the Lord, you really should be. So, alright folks, remember, God loves you and so do I, but Satan's running wild in our world. We need to get him under control. God bless. Bye.